Whew, boy, here we go. Part 2 in this bitch. So last time I told you about the Phineas show, which I fucking loved. Now it's about to get a little fucked. A little gory, a little cringy. This story is really not for the faint of heart or the weakest stomach. I'm being serious, I'm trying to help your ass out. If you're not too keen on gory imagery, you should click on anything else but this. I'll wait. Alright, all the pussy bitches gone? Good. Punk ass. So maybe about a year ago, I went to another show. Can't remember the exact fucking date because I misplaced my ticket. This time it was me, Wesley, Cool Brandon, and his fiance Haley. Not Haley from the Wicked story, it was a different Haley. And these stories, a few people share names. You always gotta clarify. But we headed to Atlanta, and I don't remember anything from the car ride because I played AA and White Tiles 2 the entirety of the ride. We stopped at this diner called the Varsity. To my knowledge, it's the only one in Georgia, but I'm probably wrong. But that place is one of the best food joints I've ever eaten at. So after lunch, we made our way to the venue. We got to the masquerade. Once again, it was a little bit early. The doors were open, but the show wasn't starting for like another 30 minutes. So we decided to sit outside and chill until then. So we're sitting out there for a little bit, and shit got so weird. This fucking cougar comes outside drunk as all hell, and she sits down with us. She's just saying a whole bunch of nonsense. I didn't pay it any mind. Well, I did humor her a bit because it was kind of entertaining. But then Haley lit a cigarette. All my friends know or should know I can't stand cigarette smoke. Conveniently, it was autumn and I always wear bandanas in autumn. So I put my bandana over my face. And Lisa, that was a lady's name, Lisa. Lisa looks at me and she says, "Ooh, I like that. That's freaky. Keep that on all night. I'll find you." And I'm over here like, guys, you're just laughing at me. I'm sitting here thinking I need an adult, stranger danger. And then I realize we're both adults and I'm like, shit. And then she throws her arms around me and says, "We get in there. I want you to bend me over that rail and I want you to..." Jesus! I mean, she was hot and all, but oh my God. And her husband was right there too. I didn't know which one to be more afraid of. But anyways, it was time to go in. We're all walking to the door. And the dude at the door wants to check my bag even though there's nothing in it. So I hand him my bag and he throws his hands up like, "I don't want to set off your bomb, sir." Please just tell everyone I'm a secret member of Al Qaeda, why don't you? I just want to say, if there's a bomb in my bag, I wouldn't be calmly handing it to you. I would have thrown it at you and ran. Think I want to blow myself up for my God? Fuck that shit. But I opened up my bag and I showed him the invisible bomb that's set to detonate on the last note of the encore. And of course, because it was invisible, he had no proof, so he had to let me in. When we got in, Wesley wanted to hit the merch counter. I didn't have any money, but I went with him. I don't remember what he got. I don't pay attention to him. But after that, we went up to the stage. Wesley wanted to trade spots with me because I'd never been to a Genitorture show, and he wanted me to have center stage for that quality Genitortures experience. Wesley would later come to regret that decision for two reasons. This really attractive older girl comes in, reason number one. When I say older, I don't mean like Lisa. This girl was like mid-20s at the oldest. But she comes in and she stands next to me like, "Is this spot taken?" Fuck no, it's not taken. Wesley's behind me like, "Yeah, trade spots with me." So yeah, anyways, I had to work the awkward charm. That's what I call it, the awkward charm. Because I'm very awkward, but in a charming way. We talked for a little bit and she's actually really chill. We talked about bands in the first show that I went to. Her name was Sammy, by the way. You really gotta remember who's who because in stories like these, things just get disorienting at the drop of a hat. 0 to 100 real fucking quick. But after that, the first band came on stage. They were called Ectoproxy. I found the ticket, and the day of the show is Tuesday, October 13th of last year. This band was kinda, not my style. It's kinda like rap and punk. They weren't bad at all, it's just not something I would listen to at home by myself. So the next band had to be the most ridiculous. It was a two-piece called Yoshi Gish, or maybe that was just a front man. I'm still very unclear on that. Right off the bat, I'm confused. The front man, who was also the guitarist, his hair was... This is really hard to explain. I don't know if it was supposed to resemble horns, but his hair was gelled up and fashioned into two long-ass horns. I don't know exactly why, but I wanted to say he looked like a lobster for some reason. The other guy, the bassist, he was playing a cello and wearing an orange prison jumpsuit. So right off the bat, I'm already thinking, what the fuck is this band? But when they played, they were actually really good. They did acoustic versions of their own songs, and for the final song, they actually did a mashup cover of a shit ton of songs. What I Got by Sublime, Sunshine in a Bag by Gorillaz, Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. I think it did something by Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg, I can't remember. And I know this one's gonna sound ridiculous, but the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song. Unless it was my imagination, I might have to ask him. But I definitely enjoyed their set. What's even cooler is that a couple days after the show, he posted this on Facebook. After Yoshi Gish played, it went down fucking hill. This next band, like Yoshi Gish, was a two-piece. Also, unlike Yoshi Gish, they were just... ugh. I don't even remember their name, and I don't care to. It was that bad. I want you to picture this, okay? GG Allin, right? That guy that smeared shit on himself and apparently fucked goats. Think about that. But not too hard, that shit's scarring. Think about Andy Biersack, only he's been smacked in the face with a shovel. Got that? Good. I hate Andy Ballsack. Now imagine GG Allin, but he just looks like a bootleg Andy Biersack. This is what this next set was. It was so bad that if a doctor came in and diagnosed me with terminal cancer, I would thank him. It was so bad that I would have been more welcoming to a homeless man stabbing me with a beer bottle. It was so bad that I would have rather syringed liquid mercury into my dick hole and then jerk it with a cheese grater. I will say though, my favorite part of the set was when they got the fuck off stage. So after insert shitty band name here finished their set, it was time for the headliner. Gin and Torches was up next. You're probably thinking with a name like Gin and Torches, they'd be a pretty tame band. Well, you're fucking wrong. I've heard shit about their shows, man, and let me tell you, thank God it was in the 21 and over show. You wouldn't even be watching this video. But they finally hit the stage, and I don't even know where to start from there. Their set was relatively normal, but then a whole bunch of crazy shit just started happening all at once. The first thing that was out of the ordinary and immediately eye-catching was this tutu man that popped up in the crowd at some point. Yes, a middle-aged man in a pink tutu just shows up out of nowhere and he's just making out with people. Like, I don't know what else to call that. That's just strange. There's this goth girl that Wesley was considering talking to until she got up on stage and started shaking her ass like one of those caged go-go dancers. In the 21 and over show, Jen would have put a lollipop in her ass. I swear to God she's done that. And Jen started blood braining people with the Gin and Torches logo. I guess that was kind of cool. It wasn't real blood though. At some point, Lisa whipped out her fucking titty. I did not see that, but Wesley did. Okay, I might be fucking up the order a bit here. This dude with a mask comes out, and these girls put meat hooks in his fucking back. I swear to God, I cringe every time I think about this. They put the hooks in his back, and they chained him up to the ceiling by the hooks. And the dude just starts swinging his body around with the hooks in his back. I'm just watching in horror as this man is having the time of his life. When they let him down, he leaves, and he comes back with a different set of hooks in his nipples. I didn't even notice they had ropes attached until a girl comes out and tugs on them. And he's just leaning back as far as he can go like he's doing a trust fall with Casper the Friendly Ghost. The girl is pulling on the fucking ropes like she's an anchor in a game of tug-of-war. I was on the cusp of losing my lunch. Thank God that was the last I saw of that guy. In the 21 and over show, Jen would have pierced the guy's dick on stage. I swear to God she's done that. I actually would have preferred that happen than tug of nipple skin. The worst part might have been over, but the disturbing imagery is still coming. You don't like it? Think about how I feel as I'm reliving this while I'm telling you this story. This dude wearing a zombie baby head and a dirty ass burlap cloak comes out jerking a strap-on dildo. I kept thinking something was gonna come out of it. And I was sure as hell gonna ruin the show for everyone if I get hit with fake semen. I kinda hid behind Sammy. Sorry, Sammy. I figured on the off chance that something comes out of that thing, no pun intended, but sorta intended, she'd be considerably less upset than I would be if I got hit. Luckily, nothing happened. Good thing too, I don't think stabbing someone with a dildo is one of those things you can brag about. After Mr. Babyman went away, Jin went backstage to put on another costume for their next song. It was like some creepy ass tentacle lady thing. Like, imagine Anna Williams from Tekken. In her alternate costume, you know, the one where she's a fucking octopus. Take that version of her, but make her a character in Dante's Inferno. That's what we're working with here. But she's doing her thing on stage and she decides to go for a little bit of crowd interaction. I'm like, alright, it's always cool when bands do this. But I didn't see this coming. Jin grabs my bandana that was still around my neck, pulls herself up on the barrier, and puts my face in her business. I'm talking near forehead to muff contact. Reason number 2. It was nice. For a second there, I'd almost forgotten about Captain Hook and the Where Are They Now version of the Gerber Baby. After that, they played what would have been their last song if the crowd didn't beg for an encore. But near the end of the song, Jin pulled the sheet off of this contraption that had been sitting on the stage for the longest. We had no idea what it was for until Jin called Sammy up on stage. Come to find out, it was a spanking machine. There's actually a small chance she'll see this video, so I'm not going to talk about what I was thinking at the time. But I guess it was just about what any other sexually frustrated young adult male would be thinking, I guess. That's all I'm going to say about that. After the spanking, Jin took Sammy backstage. Pretty sure it was all part of the show. I'm going to leave the rest to imagination. For the encore, they did a cover of Highway to Hell, which I just like to say is actually better than the original. After the show, I went to talk to Sammy again. I ended up getting her phone number, which surprisingly turned out to be real. Nothing against her, it's just that since I'm most likely younger by a few years, I expected to get faked out. Thanks for not being a stuck-up bitch, I guess. But that does it for this story, guys. Remember, if you dig it, hit that like button. If you're feeling dirty, smack that like button. If you want to see more of these lovely pieces of media on the internet, drop me a sub. If you want to start a conversation, hit up the discussion tab on my homepage. And as always, I'm open on all social media, so if you want to add me or follow me, my info is in the description. With that all said, thank you guys, and stay sexy. You know, I actually forgot about Tutu Man until I brought him up in this story. Now he's gonna haunt my fucking nightmares.